On Friday we hosted our second live with Search Engine Land, with 4 leading local SEOs discussing how local and multi-location businesses are coping with the coronavirus crisis. Google My Business was a central topic, and there were numerous questions about how to handle business hours updates and specifically when and how to use temporarily closed. As a follow-up, I asked Rio SEO's Crystal Tang, a GMB Gold product expert, to summarize and clarify some of the discussion around business hours for those who didn't get a chance to attend. SEL: when should you use special hours and when should you use temporarily closed? KT: if your business has adjusted hours or is temporarily closed for a short period of time, less than 2 weeks, you should use special hours. For longer extended closures, 2 weeks or more, you should use the temporarily closed status if you're able to. SEL: are there different rules or advice for chains, franchises versus individual locations? KT: marking a business as temporarily closed can only be done manually in the GMB UI, so my suggestion is to only use this option if you're managing a small set of locations or your franchisees are managing each location themselves. This is not ideal management for a multi-location business or agency that supports chains. SEL: is it true that when you use temporarily closed the business will disappear from the rankings? KT: this was true previously, but given the increased use of this feature, the GMB team worked to ensure temporarily closed businesses are treated the same as open businesses. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.
Police are investigating the theft of a Vincent van Gogh painting from the singer Laren. Many tourist hotspots have closed to help prevent the spread of the coronavirus over the last month, including the Singer Laren Museum in the Netherlands. While the Dutch museum was closed, the Vincent van Gogh oil painting Spring Garden was stolen in an overnight raid, according to a Monday report from CBS News. "We are deeply shocked, angry and sad. A beautiful and moving painting by one of our greatest artists has been withdrawn from the community," singer Laren's director Jan Rudolph de Lorme said in a statement on the museum's website. "It is terrible for the Groninger Museum and also for singer Laren, but especially for all of us. Because art is there to be shared, to enjoy, to be inspired and to be comforted, especially in times like this." The 1884 painting was on loan from the Groninger Museum for an exhibition titled Mirror of the Soul. A statement from the Groninger Museum's website confirmed that police are investigating the theft. "Wij zijn diep geschokt, boos en verdrietig. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.
Hey everybody, this video is to talk about the keyword tag and the URL tag in all of the campaign types where they're used, such as the SMB and Caster campaign types. The keyword tag you might be familiar with the old version of YIVE. We're going to go over it anyway. The URL tag is a new tag that we created for this new version. So the keyword tag is basically this what looks like this, which is the bracket, keyword, bracket, and it's the curly brackets. And the reason we have that, it's a placeholder for swapping in your keywords based on the list you have in your campaign. So for example, you'll enter keywords in this box here, and this keyword tag will grab each keyword in order in this box, and will use that keyword wherever this keyword tag exists. So if you put it in the script of your video and you enter this tag, it will grab that first keyword, use it there. If you've got that keyword tag here in the video title, in the description, in the tags, it's going to use that keyword, the same keyword for every placement. So for example, if our keyword is diabetes, just to stick with an earlier example, then every time I use this keyword tag, that word diabetes will appear. And for every video, it will use the matching keyword in each of these fields. So it's not going to change up the keyword between each of these three fields in the same video. Each video, this keyword, for example, diabetes, and we'll say diabetes diet, for example. So for the video using this keyword, it will say diabetes in each of these fields. You can add other text, and its spin text is supported. So you can, of course, put that keyword tag wherever you want in that content. So likewise, like the keyword box, we have a URL box. And this was requested by people who basically want to be able to switch the URL in their description. I don't know that there's a lot of scenarios for doing this, but I do understand there are split testing different rebrandly links, which lead to redirect to different products, would allow you to actually swap them between videos. So again, what it's going to do is take these URLs in order that you have listed here. So you could have product1.com, product2.com, and then wherever you're using the URL tag, say for example here in the description, for keyword 1, it will pull diabetes and put it there, and then URL 1, it will grab product 1 and put it there, and it will rotate through that way. Now if you have an even number or an exact number of keywords, say 10, and 10 matching URLs, there's no problem, it will match each of them up. But if you have 6 keywords and you have 2 URLs, it's going to rotate through. So keyword 1 and keyword 3 and keyword 5 would get this URL, and keyword 2, keyword 4, keyword 6 would get this URL. So you can see how, you know, those rotations would work. So just keep that in mind with how you're going to use this. You don't have to use the URL tag, so just leave that blank. Don't use the tag anywhere, and you won't have to worry about whether or not you're going to have the wrong URL being used. You can just add your actual URL, whatever that is. So if it's rebrandly product 1, it will always use this URL in this description. So this again is only, this URL box is only if you want to change this URL, rotate through a series of URLs for whatever reason. Most people talk about split testing multiple products more quickly across a single campaign, doing that. When we get into the script here, this is a Spintax video campaign. That you could see how important that might be if they start using, if a user is using Spintax, basically making multiple versions of the same article that are all unique because the Spintax is unique. You could see where then it would make sense that they would want to rotate through URLs to see which one performs better. So any case, when I say perform better, I mean from a conversion standpoint. Any case, that's really all what this video is about, just understanding both this keyword and URL tag. Again, if you have any questions, please post them in the support area. We'll help you out as soon as we can. Thanks. So this video is to talk about another really important topic, particularly as it comes to any of the SMB campaign types and the caster campaign types, which are Spintax, specific URL, multiple URL, the RSS, and the keyword campaigns. There are 2 boxes, 2 fields in the campaign setup for all of those campaign types that are really important to understand. So number 1 is the keyword box, and this is typically the keywords that you want used in your video as far as keyword rankings, trying to rank videos, trying to get videos to show up for certain keywords. This is where your keyword research keywords go. So if you're doing a video on weight loss, your keywords there are going to be things like weight loss plan, weight loss diet. All of those are going to go in that keyword field. So as you typically understand keywords to be, that's what would go in this keywords field. We have another field though called asset keywords. This is something very different. And I can tell you right off the bat, if you copy the keywords from this box and then just paste them in this box, you're going to be somewhat disappointed with the results if that's all you do. So the reality is that you have to understand what this box is for. So for any of the campaigns where the system is going to select assets for you, which is this option down here and this option here with the slide, What you're trying to do is give the system an understanding of what types of assets are acceptable for your videos. So for example, if your keywords are weight loss plan, weight loss diet, stuff like that, your asset keywords can contain weight loss, but you also have to have words in there that would match up with assets that could actually go with that. So like just the word diet, for example. So for example, if I had weight loss and I had weight loss plan, weight loss diet, you get the point. You can take these keywords and you can put them in here, but you can't just do that. You would have to start adding other keywords for assets. So like diet, healthy, fitness, exercise, food, eating, all those kinds of things. These are all ideas of different types of video clips, image clips that the system can use in your video that would be appropriate for your video. So if you go through these campaign setups and you just take your keywords in that box and then just paste them in your asset keywords box, you know, you're not going to be happy with necessarily the assets that get picked for that, and just seeing the same assets being used over and over again in all your videos. The more asset keywords you can add, the better your videos are going to turn out. So any of these types of keywords, and you can keep just some lists that you know go with certain topics you work with, and just make sure to add as many as you can. Single word keywords are always going to work best. Adding as many as you can is going to work best. It's going to cycle through them to find assets to try to make sure we're continuing to make all of the videos in a single campaign as unique as possible. So if you use this asset keyword box correctly, you're going to be much happier with the results you're getting, even if you only have a few keywords in this keywords box to be used for your actual videos. The more unique we can make your videos, the better off, the better the performance, the better they're going to stick in your channels, and the likelihood that they could end up ranking. So that's it for this. If you have any questions about asset keywords, be sure to post a support ticket to us. Hey everybody, I wanted to get into a very, very important part of the system and do a separate video on it and make sure you guys understood just how powerful this part of the system is and how you should be using it. So one of the big benefits of YIVE is that you can create a campaign where you are making a lot of videos or consistently making videos, but then spreading those videos across multiple channels. This is what I consider to be risk diversification. So if you lose one channel, you're not losing all of your content. Again, in other videos we talk about adding accounts, and we're talking about adding lots of accounts. We have some beta users who have nearly 1,000 accounts in the system. And the reason is because they want to spread their campaigns across multiple groups of channels. So the idea behind a YouTube group is that you can actually form a specific set of channels to go in a single group. So if you have channels that are, say, dedicated to health or weight loss or fitness or something along those lines, you can create that here in the group. So what you would do in this part of the group is, or in this part of the system, under Stacker, you would go to YouTube groups and it would load this screen. And under the screen, it's very simple. You're going to actually name your group, and then you're actually going to start typing in the names under your YouTube accounts that you want to add to the group. So as you get a name, you select it, the names appear, in the list as you start typing. You select the correct one and it adds it to this group, and you can add as many YouTube accounts to a group as you want to. So you should make sure to take advantage of this. So if you're going to do a campaign that's potentially about a weight loss product, more than likely that would make sense to go in a group of channels about health or fitness or weight loss, something along those lines, and rather than having all of the videos go in a single channel, you would have them spread out across multiple channels. Not only does this reduce the chance of losing valuable videos if an account gets shut down, but also it gives you multiple opportunities to rank with similar videos. So when we get into things like spin tax videos and the SMB specific URL videos, things where you're able to actually make videos that are unique but very similar, you're going to want to spread them across channels rather than putting them all in the same channel, and this gives you the power to do that very, very easily. When we go through the campaign setups, you'll see where you can select between adding individual channels or adding a YouTube group to how your videos should be distributed. Keep in mind, anytime you add a group to a campaign, the system will distribute one video per channel at a time. So it will rotate through the channels, adding one video from the campaign to each one until all the videos are distributed, and it will do that cycling through each channel to add a video. So if you have a need to produce a single video and put it in a particular channel, you can just build a campaign that does that, where it produces one video. You select the one channel, and that's where that video will go. That kind of defeats the purpose of what YIVE is about, but you can certainly do it that way if you want to do it that way. So that's really it about YouTube groups. I'll just do a really quick demonstration of it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a fitness group. And I'm going to go ahead and start adding channels. So what I'll do is I'll start typing names, and it's okay. So that right there, I've already added 2 channels to that. I hit submit, and then it saves that particular group, and I can always come back and edit this and add more, and you know, try to maximize the number of channels I have to distribute to in the fitness group when I'm promoting a fitness product. So that's it. Hopefully this helps. Again, if you have any questions, please post them in the support center. Thanks. Hey everybody, and welcome to the tutorial on creating an Amazon campaign. So to do that, you're just going to go under campaigns, you're going to select new campaign, and then you're going to come over and you're going to name your campaign. So I'm going to do some videos for hummingbird feeder, and I'm going to select Amazon campaign, and then I'm going to click on next step. Once I'm on this screen, this is where I'm going to select the Amazon site that I want to send the traffic to, and the products that I want to have promoted. So if you're an Amazon.com affiliate, you would obviously select Amazon.com. If you're in other countries, obviously you want to set this to be the country where your Amazon affiliate account is actually promoting. So .fr is France, .uk, .in India. So just select the one that corresponds to where you have your affiliate account. Then you're going to come down to this box and you're going to type in your product keywords or the actual ASINs of products that are in Amazon. So the ASIN you would find on actually the product page down in the product description area. Amazon's product ID is what the ASIN is. You can always, if you want to make sure you're getting a specific product, just put in the ASIN. You can put a combination of ASINs and keywords in. The only products it's going to list are products that have reviews, have at least 150 words of 4 or 5 star reviews. So if you have, if there's a product in there that's a 3-star product, and there aren't very many 4 or 5 star reviews, it is going to skip it. If there's no reviews, it's going to skip it. It's only going to pull products that actually have reviews, so that you know, your likelihood of actually getting a sale is much, much greater. Yes, that does eliminate some products, but the reality is there's so many products, no matter what you're searching, that there's plenty to promote. You don't need to waste time on products that don't have reviews, and therefore very unlikely to convert. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my keyword, and right now I'm very specific. I want to just get hummingbird feeders for this campaign. So I could do bird feeders and get all kinds of bird feeders, but I like to do things that are a little bit more specific because it only takes a few minutes to create a campaign. And I really would rather, if I'm going to do other types of bird feeders, put them in other campaigns. In the event that I want to build channels that are specific to a certain specific subset of the hobby of bird watching and things like that, this gives me the opportunity to really focus that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit search, and the system will pull back the available hummingbird feeders that are listed. You can always request more. So you hit load more, and it will select more. So again, you can see there's something that turns red and disappears. Those are products that don't have sufficient reviews to create a video. So once all these products are selected, they're automatically checked to have videos done for them. You can certainly uncheck them just by clicking this, or check them all by clicking this. If you do uncheck them, you can just select certain ones like that. That would enable you to actually really fine-tune what products you want to actually make videos for. So we'll go ahead, and I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to hit save and go to next step. We have the ability to make videos that are up to 12 minutes. However, for most Amazon videos, they're going to be shorter, less than 4 minutes typically. You can always adjust the timing and the duration of videos. Just because you select a 12-minute Amazon video doesn't mean that there's enough content for a 12-minute Amazon video. So, you know, we can only have a video where the Amazon's content can really be supplied for it. So we can't just magically come up with content that doesn't exist to make a 12-minute video. So we do suggest kind of staying in the 15 to 20 slide range within Amazon videos, and a duration of 7 to 10 seconds per slide. That usually works out optimally for Amazon. So then you can select whether or not you want text overlay on your video. So all of your review information actually gets overlaid as text on the video. So you just check, this box is always checked by default. You can uncheck it if you don't want that. The next thing you want to select is whether or not you want to use text-to-speech voice over your video. And this is something in our old version that we required you to use. However, talking to a lot of YIVE users and my own personal preference, we decided to make it an option. So basically, for your audio, you either want a voiceover with background music, just a voiceover, or background music only. My favorite selection with Amazon is the text overlay with video with background music only. There are some out there that are still using the text-to-speech and adding the voiceover. If you do, just select that. Then you also want to come here and to the next box and select what voice you want to use. So you have two choices. You have Amazon Voices and you have Google Voices. You can also select the English or non-English versions of the voices. They're just in these lists once you change them, and then the actual specific voice. So if you select one of these, you can actually listen to a sample of it.
Long time no see. It's Kate here, and I will see you at the talk at the library tonight.
So you can, of course, listen to the different voices. If you're not hung up on which voice gets selected, you can select randomly. You can also do that for Amazon, where you can pick randomly, and the system will choose a voice for you to go with your audio. But again, if you don't want a voice, just hit music background only, and the voice options disappear. On the outro, you, of course, this is optional. You don't have to put anything in here if you don't want to, but you can also put a call to action at the end if you choose. I generally speaking to a mix of videos that do and don't have this at the end, but you know, it's up to you how you want to do it. This used to be a required field. It is no longer a required field. So once we've made these selections, we save and go to next. And here we are. We're on the page where we're going to set up our publishing schedule. So right now, by default, distribution is none. That means it is not going to actually be uploaded anywhere. So obviously, we want to do want to upload our videos. We don't want to necessarily have to manually declare which videos get uploaded. So we go ahead and we select auto. This manual option is here for you if you actually want to look at all the videos first and only choose which ones you like to upload. That was a request we have from a couple of people. So we did add that as an option. Most of you should be working with auto so that you're not wasting time looking at videos consistently. That's totally up to you though. So once you've selected this option, again with none, there's no upload options, hit audio, and then your upload options appear. So in this case, you can select individual YouTube channels if you want. I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to select a group. Home and Lifestyle is the group I'm going to select. It gives you a number of how many YouTube accounts we have in this, and right now I've only added 2. I have a bunch more to add before I activate this campaign. So I'm just setting this campaign up. I will go back. I'll add more accounts to this channel, this group channel, before I actually launch the campaign. But it gives you an idea to make sure you have the right group and you know how many accounts are actually connected to it. Your upload intervals. So obviously, if you have a lot of videos in your campaign, you don't necessarily want one being uploaded, 5 minutes apart from your different channels. Again, depending on how many channels you have and how many videos you have to rotate through, you could end up adding 2 videos to the same channel, in which case you don't necessarily want them uploaded at the same time or close to the same time. So you can set a default minimum amount of time in minutes before the same channel gets another video. So we say that in this case, if we cycle through all our channels and we get back to the first one, we want to make sure it's 60 minutes before we upload another video to it. Then we come in here and we select our Amazon Associates tag. Again, I only have one tag, so it's easy for me to pick, but there will generally be a drop down here of all of the ones you've entered to do that. And then you want to add your video tags, and this is just like on YouTube, how you would enter tags. Generally recommend 7 tags with commas in between. For the sake of brevity, I'm only entering 5 here, or I should say 4 here. Then you can add a call to action to the first line of your video. This again is now an optional field. If you don't enter anything in it, it won't add anything, append anything to your title at the very beginning. But you could add something like this if you want, anything like that to draw attention, but you don't have to. And most of you requested that we make this field optional so that you didn't have to have something in there all the time. So we listened to you and we made that optional. These two boxes are really important. So with every video, we automatically put the Amazon link in the video, and that's at the very beginning. However, we did have requests to be able to add information to the beginning of the description box before the URL to Amazon. So that box can be added here. You can put URLs in here. You can put text. Spintax is supported, so you can do that as well. And then this box is for after the Amazon link is posted. You can add, again, any text or URLs, Spintax if you want to maybe link to a blog of yours or another video or another channel, things like that. You can do that. And you can add translation files to the back end. You just check this box, and then you check all of the translation files that you want added. This is one of these little kind of ranking secrets we often hear about, particularly in low competition areas. Being able to get the transcription file to a lot of languages where people natively searching might find your video to show up first. Particularly, if you're in a European Amazon program, having these is really going to help you out. So just keep that in mind. If you do set up SynLab and SynWire, you're just going to hit this refresh link. It will log into your account. It will pull all of your groups. You can select which group you want to use, and it will actually post your videos to those groups. It will grab your YouTube embeds, your YouTube links, and go post them to those groups. Just like SynLab and SynWire are designed to do for you, we go ahead and do the heavy work to move those into your SynLab and SynWire account for those syndications. And then this parameter here is very important. So depending on how many channels really gives you a leeway on how many videos per day you make. So for example, right now I only have 2 channels connected. Obviously, before I run this campaign, I'm probably going to connect somewhere around 50 overall to this group. So if I ran and said, okay, I wanted to make as many as 50 videos per day, that means I'm only going to be publishing one of these videos per channel, which is fine. And I could publish all 50 of them in one day because I'm spreading them one video per channel, and that's not a problem. However, if I only had 2, which is what I currently have, I don't know that I want to post 50 per day because I only have 2 channels. Suddenly both channels would have 25 videos in them at once, and that's going to probably draw a flag. So we don't want to do something like that. So I'm going to say for right now, because I only have 2 channels, I'm only going to do 2 a day. But if I add 20 or 50, then I'll bump my number to 20 or 50. So really pay attention to how many video channels you have lined up for distribution to kind of figure out how many videos per day you should be pushing out from the campaign. And then the last 2 boxes, render automatically. So we recommend checking this box, and always we have this on by default. This means as soon as you start the campaign, it will start retrieving the assets and building the videos for you. And then obeying your rules regarding distribution up here. So, we recommend doing that. If you don't have this checked, even if your campaign is active, it won't do anything. You'll have to actually go in and request each product get rendered individually, and that's probably a pain, and you wouldn't want to do that, but of course it's there in case you want to actually look at the video before look at all the slides of a video before we render. I think that's a waste of your time, but that option is there for those of you that want to do that. So we're trying to make the system as flexible as possible for what people are going to use it for. We didn't build this to be your all-in-one video producer, but if you learn how to use your parameters, you can make it do that for you. You can edit everything that gets made in YIVE according to what you want it to be. But you just got to understand how to let the system do certain things for you, and then where to come in and do editing. But if you're a person that you don't want to spend a lot of time editing videos and going through them, and that's what I am, I suggest leaving render automatically on. And then this last box, you actually have to activate this last box. Campaign status, it is off in this position, it is on in this position. If you save the campaign with it off, it will save all your parameters. It just will not run till you come back and you turn it on and hit save again. There are a lot of you, like in my case, right here, I don't have all of my channels added yet, but I did want to go ahead and set up the campaign. So I'm going to leave it inactive and I'm going to save it. And then once I've got all of my channels added to my group, I'm going to come back. I'm going to turn this on and save it. And then it will start running and doing the distribution. So that's really all there is to all of these settings within the Amazon campaign type. And if you have any questions on this, simply, again, go over to the ticket area, open a ticket, let us know. Remember, send us the campaign URL, video URL, wherever you're seeing problems, so we can quickly jump in and see how we can help you. Hope this helps, and we'll see you in the next video.